Why successful men embrace loneliness. Man, if you're really thinking about the game the way you are, many guys always think the game is just about the women and sex and all that other stuff, but there's so many levels to this, and the higher your standards get as a man, everything begins to change. It's not just who you're gonna spend your birthday with, who's gonna cook for you on Valentine's Day, who you're gonna spend Christmas with. It has several layers to it that a lot of guys just don't know and understand. And what I'm trying to show you today is, as you grow as a man and start to learn the game and start to connect, it is going to be a very, very lonely life. And I want to share that with you guys, because you can't really share you to just about anybody. And that's what I want to talk about, because success in the game isn't really lonely because you're broken. It's lonely because, unfortunately, your mind is going to start to outgrow all the familiar and all the empty rooms that you have been a part of all your life. And most people just can't handle that. It's one of those scenarios, everybody, where a person wants, and I always use these scenarios, where someone wants to be a big star rapper, or someone wants to be a athlete, or someone wants to be a musician or a movie star. Somebody wants something big in their life, and then all of a sudden they get that thing and they can't handle that success. And here's the part that, when it comes to the game, because, you know, as you're learning the game and you're getting successes, I think one of the biggest problems that my clients are having right now is that they are getting more intimidated by more aggressive women and things like that. And that's cool, but a lot of people are not prepared for that. Now, this is why I want to talk to you guys today, just to prepare you that, because when you start seeing the whole world clearly, you start seeing the game clearly, everything out there is going to change for you guys out there. And the compliments are going to be different. The way women are talking to you are going to be different. Everything around you is actually going to be different. And what most people don't understand is that you don't know who you are until you actually learn the depth and range. And when people start to see that in you, everything begins to change. You see, most men out there experience this when they learn the game, because they've never ever left the outside reality in which they are in right now. And what they do is they outsource their beliefs to their friends, their relationships, and they're always looking for group approval and social norms, you know, from what I would say reality number one. But the moment you start to lock in one thought, one mind, one way, and you start to build something real, something begins to change in you in a way where you are not going to see the world the way the normal person actually sees it. And it's going to actually change up the whole entire game, because it's going to shape everything that you are right now. And I won't say it's a scary moment, gentlemen. It's just something totally different, because when you start to lock in one thought, one mind, one way, you know, it's one thing hanging out with your friends, but it's another thing, you know, you want to be away from those people, because you'll feel like they're holding you back, they're holding you down, and you'll look at women totally different. And what's going to happen is the lonely part, because I want to share that with you guys, and I don't want to share it to scare you. I want you to embrace it, because it was something that I had to do. All the fellas that have game, they always have to embrace it. But see, the thing is once you actually start to embrace it, everything begins to change, because it's at that time that this is like you coming out of the cocoon and you're learning something brand new about yourself. Then as you learn more about yourself and you start to come out of that womb, it just changes everything, totally different. Because see, your friends are not going to understand why you disappeared, why you went over there and talked to that woman, and they'll call it changing. You know, they'll try to figure out what's wrong with you, and they'll call it changing, and they'll look at you and say, man, you know, they'll do everything they can to bring you back, because a lot of people want that connection with other people, but when they see somebody who's connected to himself, it changes everything. And then they'll start to ask you, why don't you come around anymore? Or, you know, what did you say to that woman? And why are these women talking to you? And, you know, what are you doing? You know, before it's like, what are you doing? Well, we could go watch some TV, watch some wrestling, play some video games, you know, have fun. And then all of a sudden it's going to actually change to, well, hey guys, look, check it out. Hey man, I got a roll. Hey, wait, what do you mean you got a roll? Where you rolling to? Well, I don't know. This is one woman that want to, you know, hook up with me and see, like, what are you talking about? One woman that wants to see, you know, everything actually begins to change, and in that change, it's such a beautiful thing. But it's something that you're going to have to embrace, because your identity as a whole is going to change. And once that identity begins to change, what's going to happen is everybody's going to see something different in you. They're going to see a person that is actually connected for the first time, which is going to throw them off. And they're going to get mad, some are going to get jealous, and some are going to get angry at you. But let's talk about the women, because this is where a lot of guys really get confused, because when you start operating one thought, one mind, one way, and everything just like that, you'll stop needing emotional reassurance from women for the first time, which cancels emotional perfect pitch. It cancels it. And when you stop being predictable, women are going to feel more drawn to you. They're going to, like, you know, I always say, it's the funniest thing I always say, you'll be the last one to know. And what do I mean by that? Everybody, the women are going to come around and say, hey, look, there's something different about you. Is that a new haircut? Is that a new hairstyle? Is that a new cologne? Or they're going to try to figure you out, because a lot of women are going to start to feel like, well, you know what? Instead of talking to you and throwing other guys in your face and you being a shoulder to cry on, they're going to want to share time with you and want to spend time with you. And it's going to be totally different. It's going to be something that's really going to blow you away in this point, because at this time, for the first time in your life, you're actually going to be at peace with yourself. And when you are at peace with yourself, the one thing the world does not want to accept, your friends won't accept, women won't accept, the world won't accept, is that when you're in peace with yourself, you cannot be controlled by anything. You will not be controlled by the body. You will not be controlled by women. You will, for the first time, you will be locked in yourself, one thought, one mind, one way. It's the weirdest thing in the world. But here's the hard truth that women will never understand about you. And it's the thing that women will try to figure out about you, that they wonder why it is you are what you are and why it is you move the way you move. And when a woman can actually feel you're calm, and she can feel that you're grounded, and she can feel that you have more depth and range, it's going to trigger something in her emotionally. And women are going to, it's like you're never going to have time alone, man. Guys, you remember I always used to tell you, man, it was just, you know, because everything was different in the 1900s. But I mean, you guys, again, I always say washers and dryers, but everything is going to be different, because it's at that time, women are just going to want your time. I remember I couldn't even wash my clothes or go to the washateria by myself. I couldn't go to the mall by myself. There were certain things that I just couldn't do by myself, because every time I wanted to do it, they wanted to come along, and that's it. You know, a woman's gonna ask you, what are you doing? Well, I'm going to the gym. They're gonna say, can I go with you? What are you doing? Well, I'm just gonna go to the grocery store and get a few items. Can I come with you? I'm gonna pay a bill. Can I come with you? So you're not gonna have any time to yourself. And the moment you jump online, especially with these apps, because when you have certain apps, unless you put yourself quietly offline, the moment you're online and a woman recognizes you're online, oh, that's another level. They're going to start to ask, like, you know, hey, what are you doing? Why don't you say what's wrong? Are you mad at me? Are you angry at me? And all this other stuff. There are so many levels to what's going to happen to you guys. It's a beautiful thing when you are connected, but again, it is something that we have to have a conversation about just to actually prepare you about, because this is where the loneliness is going to come into. Who can you talk to about anymore about the women that you pick up, the women that want to come over, the women that want to cook for you, the women that are crying and begging and bartering. You can't just go to your friends and say that kind of stuff, because a lot of them will get mad, a lot of them will get angry, a lot of them will get jealous, and you've got to deal with those things. And for all you young men out here, these are things you have to deal with, because when you're alone, okay, you stop lying to yourself, you know what I mean? You start doing more things. You start connecting, you start embracing, you start understanding, and when you start doing those things, everything really actually begins to change. And once that change happens, it's really actually a beautiful thing. When you can make that change, and do things the right way, everything's going to happen for you. And that's where you're going to create this weird thing called a standard. And the standard is not just for women. The standard is actually how you operate under the construct of the game. And when you operate that way under the construct of the game, everything is going to change the way you see things. And this is why, when I say to y'all guys out here, this was so cool about the game. Because once you lock these things down and you lock into who you are, one thought, one mind, one way, everything's going to change. And then what's going to happen is you finally are not only just going to isolate who you are, you for the first time, you have isolated fear, you have isolated rejection, you have isolated all these things that's going on in your life that were in control of you, but finally you're in control of yourself. And to be in control of yourself is such a lonely thing in a world where so many individuals are not in control of themselves. So many individuals out here need a substance, need liquor, wine, drinks, drugs, or whatever, just to feel whole again, or they try to do things to be a part of something. They dress a certain way because everybody's dressing. It's like they want to follow the herd, they want to follow the crowd, and this is where your success is going to come in at, because what it's going to do, it's going to protect your focus, and it's going to keep your standards intact. And these are the things that's going to draw women in even more, because at the end of the day, for the first time, there is no emotional disconnect, okay? And this is where the twist is, gentlemen, is that men who can stand alone, be by themselves, and it's so cool, they're going to become magnets. And it's not because you're trying to be something different. That's not what this is about. What women are going to see, and what people are going to see, is they're going to see for the first time you are a free thinker and you are independent of what the world is, what's going on around you in the world. And this is where women love men who are actually anchored in themselves, where you're not looking for somebody to complete you, because for the first time, you're actually locked into yourself and you're completed. And once someone recognizes that you are completed, it changes up the whole entire thing, because it for the first time, it allows you to decide who gets to be with me, who gets to spend time with me, who gets to enjoy me. And when you think that way, man, it is a power in which I know it's going to be scary at first, because you're going to feel like, man, there's no one out there like me. But remember, based off your fingerprint, there is nobody out there like you. It's just that we have been conformed to feel like we've got to act like everybody else, be like everybody else, and hang out with everyone else. And you'll be cool hanging out by yourself, going places by yourself. I can't tell you how many times I go places by myself and just meet women. It's just all over the place. But loneliness will never be the enemy, okay? It's the training ground in which you are going to keep expanding your world, expanding your mind, and expanding everything about you. Because how will it feel you not chasing validation? You're not going to have to chase it anymore. And not to chase something like that is going to be, it's like a mindful. It's going to really mess you up, because you are going to become dangerous, and you're going to become something that people are not going to understand. You will be the anomaly. But as the anomaly, You're going to have to embrace it. Your world is going to change. Your phone's going to be ringing. You're going to want to have time. This is why I always used to tell you about those dick resting days. I didn't know about this. I always saw my mentor with women, but I never understood why he wanted to be alone and why he wanted time to himself. Because you're going to need time. Everybody's going to want something from you. Everybody's going to want a piece of you. They're going to want your time. They're going to want you. The women are going to want your body. The guys are going to want to spend time with you because they know you're going to be the magnet that is actually going to draw women in. And this is something that most people are never going to understand until you actually understand it. And this is why I say for all you young men out there, I know right now you're alone, and that's okay. But once you get the game, you will be lonely. And being lonely is just, you will not be able to connect with anybody because people are just not going to understand you. How did you go talk to that woman? How did you go talk to that woman around all these people? Why is it when you go into a party or something, all the women want to hug on you, talk to you, want to spend time with you? And then especially guys, oh my gosh, the worst part, because my birthday's in August, and sucker me season was hard for me because it became a point where I had to put names in a hat to decide what I wanted to do. Okay, so August was my birthday. Then you had Thanksgiving. Women wanted to spend. You have women you're gonna have women that's gonna want to cook for you. You're gonna have women that's gonna want to come over and cook for you at their place or go to your place. Christmas time, you're gonna have women that are going to want to spend Christmas Eve with you, Christmas Day, the day after Christmas, because they're with their man, but they have a gift for you. You're gonna have women that want to come in the new year with you. Valentine's Day is the worst part because, I got this sexy lingerie for you. I want to spend Valentine's Day. I got a present for you. You're gonna get fucking chocolates and all that stuff, but that comes with being one of one. But with that, I do want to say there's going to be jealousy. Your friends are no longer you're going to lose your friends, and you have to be prepared for that. And I just want to say, what does that mean? That means nobody wants to be around the person that can get the women. So what happens is the guy that likes the girl, and then you come along, he's liked her for months. You're still there, and then she's starting to vibe with you. He's going to get mad at you because she is interested in you. And that's why I'm telling you, it's going to be very lonely. So gentlemen, I just want y'all to know, and I want y'all to please embrace and understand where I'm coming from. It is not just being connected to yourself. Your whole life is going to dramatically change because everybody that you know and everybody that you're hanging out with and everybody that you're chilling with, they're not going to want to be around you no more. You're going to be a plague, and not in a bad way, but no one's going to understand why it is I've been trying to get this girl, but why is she messing with you? And oh my goodness, last thing is that parties and get-togethers and gatherings, you'll pop in and leave. Because you will have married women who have boyfriends and all this other stuff. They're going to be flirting with you or talking to you, and they're going to vibe with you so bad, there's going to be jealousy amongst everybody else. So please understand, at the end of the day, man, not too many people are going to understand what you're going through. You'll be the one going through it, but it's just how are you going to handle it? And the question is, at the end of the day, if you can handle what I'm talking about, you'll be able to handle a lot of things. But I just want to let you know that the world is about to change as you begin to learn the game. And when you start to learn the game, everything at that point actually becomes different for you, because it's at that point you're saying to yourself, well, who am I and what am I to myself? So when that part of you starts to change, the world is going to change. And I just want to let you know that the world is about to change for a lot of you guys as you become one thought, one mind, one way. And I just want you to know that if you are alone right now, embrace it, enjoy the time that you have, because at the end of the day, you're not going to have it anymore because people are going to want your time. So just remember that. And just remember that the loneliness is not a bad thing. It's just part of the game where people are just not going to understand you, okay? But you're going to be fine, and you're going to get past this. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough at first because people are not going to understand you, but eventually they'll get to know the new you. And that's what I want to say to you guys out here. Guys, so this is going to be the end of the video, but not the end of our discussion. And gentlemen, if you're ready to start to learn the game, become a student, go ahead and get your pathway right now. TheManMindset@gmail.com. We're a few weeks into the new year. It's time to go ahead and make that change if you're ready. But if you're not ready to make the change, we have YouTube shorts, we have videos like this, and we have live shows where you can call into the show. I spit the game right off the top of the dome where you can call in, send text messages and things like that. And we usually kick it for like 3 or 4 hours on our live shows just to spit the game to you guys out here. And guys, if you like this video right here, you're going to love this video right here. So go ahead and check that out, and we'll definitely talk to you later. But just remember, the world is a lonely place when you have the game. Please embrace it.